All right, draft recap. I almost said draft preview again. This is literally my 30-second one I'm recording now, and I'm still almost saying preview instead of draft recap. Don't know why. Draft recap of the Browns. Yes, final one left. Let's talk about the Browns draft, who had a very interesting draft. They did not have a pick until pick 74. What you see next to me on the screen is every player, what position they play, when they were drafted. So for Cedric Tillman, it was pick 74, and then when the consensus board had them going, which for him was 65th. So hey, you want to get on the right side of those as much as possible, and you see they did a good job of drafting guys who were, higher on the consensus big board than they ended up going. In fact, only one pick they drafted before the consensus big board had him going. That was Cameron Mitchell with pick 142. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, Cedric Tillman, who, I'm intrigued by. Someone who 6'3", ran a 4.54, so there's, got size already. Did he have the best production in Tennessee? No, he had solid production, not anything special. Did have over 1,000 yards in 2021. PFF grades, never anything special, but those don't do a great job at predicting future success. Production in general at the wide receiver position doesn't do the best job at predicting future success. Really, tape is the best way to do it. Tape was solid, the consensus had him as a fringe second rounder who goes early third, so that's kind of how I feel about it. Got a little bit of a steal, but nothing massive. And hey, my old expression is never let a day two of the draft go by without drafting at least one receiver or safety. This was their one selection that they had two selections day two, but they made sure that they got a wide receiver. Receivers in round 3 have just as high of a likelihood of becoming Pro Bowlers as receivers in round 1, so make sure you get them. Good job there by the Browns. Then you got Siaka Ika, Ika? I'm assuming it's Ika, who they got him. It's, a pick 98. He was projected to go pick 68. Interior defensive lineman who, get this, weighs 335 pounds and is just 6'3". So definitely a big guy. Definitely not an easy guy to move around. Runs a 5.39, one of the slower 40s you'll see. But again, with his size, that makes sense. The production, not maybe what you would want to see. The overall analytics and things of that nature, you would like to see being a little bit better. But at the same time, listen, he fills a role. He's someone who can obviously do a very, solid thing. I have him listed as defensive tackle. I just put all interior defensive linemen there. The reality is he is a nose tackle pure, and, someone who, listen, it might not get a ton of snaps due to his size, but you can't teach. I guess you could, teach size. You can, anyone can get fat, I suppose, but he's obviously not fat. He's big, and I've seen some differences in where he's listed as weight-wise as well. So, 335 is what I see listed on PFF, but I've also seen him posted up to 355. So definitely a big guy that, hey, not easy to move around. There is value in that. Somehow, though, not the biggest guy that they drafted in this draft class, by a pretty good margin, actually. Dawand Jones, who they got at 111, was projected to go 46. So he was supposed to be a mid to early second rounder. He goes here in the 4th round, over 100 players selected above him. I'm very surprised. I really like Dawand Jones, and I think that, maybe 46 was being slept on. So the fact that he fell this far is a shock to me. Listen, there's some issues on his tape, but the guy is, get this, 6'8", 374 pounds. He ran a 5.35, so not the slowest guy on the team. Got that going for you, Dawand Jones. And again, what is his strength? His size. His size makes up for some of the issues. He's never going to be the fastest player. That's just not who he is. He's, again, a huge player, although, again, still can move a little bit. He is someone who I think could be a day one starter. Is he going to be a star? I don't know. Where is he going to play on this good Browns offensive line? I really don't know, because you got Ethan Pockett, Wyatt Teller, and Joel Bonito. I never know how you say his name. I always say it wrong. I apologize, Joel. I just got to start calling him Joel B, because I always say it wrong every time. The tackles, Jack Conklin and Cedric Wills, who, I don't know, maybe you could replace Cedric Wills, potentially, probably not. He just seems like a sixth offensive lineman where if someone gets hurt, he can come in and play. He's a depth guy for them, but could be a potential starter someday. I really see that potential there. I'm shocked he fell so far. Isaiah McGuire, they drafted. He is an edge rusher who, again, has pretty solid pass rush analytics out of Missouri, 21 years old, so still young, could improve. So definitely someone who I think could come in right away and be a good rotational edge rusher, if nothing else, because you do have Myles Garrett. You have, another player, what is that? Oganoba Okariko. Man, these names, they kill me. They kill me. I do my best, but he's very good as well. But still, you need more than just two edge rushers. He could come in, maybe get 300 snaps of good pass rush production. Was right around where he should have been drafted on a consensus big board. And then Dorian Thompson-Robinson, a guy who some people loved, I liked out of this draft class. And I kind of said, out of the guys who are getting drafted as backups, to me, he feels like he has the most starter potential while still getting drafted as a backup. Now, again, how high is that potential? I don't know. Really good athlete and had some solid years of production as well at UCLA. So, again, Watson is their starter. That's just the end of the conversation. They're not drafting him to challenge Watson for a starting job. But if Watson gets hurt, or God forbid, another suspension with Watson, you have a solid backup plan here. So that's just, Watson does have injury history. So making sure you have a solid backup. They have Josh Dobbs as well, but maybe they just want a third guy, someone who can compete for that number 2 job. I think I like the pick at 140. It doesn't feel like you're lighting a pick on fire for me. Then we have Cameron Mitchell. Cameron Mitchell, the cornerback who was selected, pick 142. This is the one guy they got who the consensus big board wasn't as high on as they were. So they got only one guy. That's pretty good. Looking at his page and everything, seems like he should be a solid corner. Seems like he has solid athleticism, maybe a little bit below average production, but again, you expect that for a guy who is 142. So they clearly saw something in him. They were willing to spend a 5th round pick on him, but to me, he just looks like a 5th round corner, which, that's to be expected. Sometimes you got to just get depth guys with some of these picks, and that's what they're doing here. Finally, Luke Weipler. Luke Weipler, the final player on the board, who fell pretty far in this draft class and should be a pretty good backup center for the 4 years on his rookie deal for the Cleveland Browns. Again, they don't need a center. They have Pocket. They're good center-wise. But if there's an injury, he should be able to come in. And I'm surprised he fell as far as he did. He was projected to go 82nd, falls all the way to 190. And part of this is, not many teams need centers. And honestly, not that many teams need backup centers. So for Cleveland, hey, why not just get a player who should be good? How much value is there in a backup center? Well, offensive linemen get hurt, right? Offensive linemen get hurt. Luke Pocket, played 819 snaps last year. So, there's maybe 300 snaps available. Have Luke Weipler be the guy who can come in and, hopefully hold the fort down. So, again, for pick 190, we're talking about a 6th round pick at this point. I'm a fan of it. So, yeah. I think the Cleveland Browns did a great job with what they had, getting some pretty good talent. Again, didn't have a pick until 74, but I think still got a good amount of talent out of it. So, yeah, I like what they did. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know how much, I hope you guys enjoyed these draft recap videos. I'm now finally done. Got to edit them, and then I can be done for the weekend. Very busy weekend. I'll still have a little bit more draft content coming out later on in the week, of course. I'm going to do my winners and losers on Monday, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Always love hearing from ya. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.